Hi guys, and welcome to Mio's video channel. My name is Sally, and today I'm going to show you how you can make your own ABBA hat. That was worn 50 years ago during Eurovision Song Contest that ABBA won that year. All you need is Eco yarn from Make Your Own and a crochet hook size 6 and perhaps some glitter if you want to spice it up a little bit. This instruction is beginner friendly, so you should be able to make it. And this roll of yarn will last for multiple hats, so go ahead and make one for the entire family. Have fun and let's go. Here's what the ABBA hat will look like when it's finished. So we will start from the top and go to the bottom, and then we will make this flower afterwards and also attach some glitter if you want to. We will start by making a magic ring. And this is probably the trickiest part of the entire hat, but you will manage. You take the end of the yarn and you twist it around your fingers 2 times. Then you take your crochet hook, you go under those 2, pick up the yarn. Now you have a little loop. Now you want to pick up the yarn again and pull through. And now you want to go into your ring, pick up the yarn. So you have 2 loops on your crochet hook. You pick up the yarn again and go through both loops. And this can be a bit tricky, but you'll get the hang of it. Into your ring, pick up the yarn, pick up the yarn again, and go through both loops. So now we made 2. See? Here's 1, 2. So now we have 2. So again, pick up the yarn, pick up the yarn again, go through both. And again, pick up the yarn again, go through both. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 more. Great. Almost done with this magic ring. You can take the crochet hook off for a little bit. Now we're gonna pull these ends. So that the ring is created. Like that. So now we have our magic ring. And to end this lap, we want to make a slip stitch. And to do that, you take your crochet hook through this V that I call it, go down through both, pick up the yarn, and now you just slip this loop through that loop. Like that. Now you finished this lap. And now we're going to make 3 loose loops. And to do that, you pick up the yarn from underneath and pull through your loop. That's 1. And we pick up the yarn again, pull through, that's 2. And one more time, like that. And now we're going to continue to make double crochet. And we will make 2 double crochets in each of these 7 stitches. And this is the first one, and that you only do in the beginning of a lap. So to continue with a double crochet, you want to twist the yarn around your crochet hook, then go down into the same stitch, pick up the yarn. Now you have 3 loops on your crochet hook. So you pick up the yarn again, and you only go through 2 of the loops. And again, pick up the yarn and go through both. See? Now you have 2 double crochet. Now we're going to go to the second one. I'm going to make 2 in this one as well. Pick up the yarn, go down, pick up the yarn, now we're only going to go through 2 loops out of the 3. Oops. Sometimes you can lose them. You can just pick them up again. You pick up the yarn and go through the 2 first. Pick up the yarn again and go through 2. One more time. Like that. Now we made 2 in that. And now we're going to make 2 double crochet in the 3rd stitch. So now we're almost done with 1 lap. So let's make the last double crochets. Great. And we end the lap by making a slip stitch again. And to do that, you go into the first stitch of this lap, pick up the yarn. Now you have 2 loops on your crochet hook, and you just slip it into the first one on your crochet hook, like that. Good job. So what we did now was the very top. And now we're going to continue with double crochet all the way to the end. And for the next lap, you want to make 4 single loops. So pick up the yarn and pull through 4 times. Like that. On this lap, we will make 1 double crochet in each stitch and then make a chain stitch in between. To do that, we pick up the yarn, go down to the first stitch, pick up the yarn, pick up the yarn again. Now you have 2 loops on your crochet hook, pick up the yarn again, like that. And now we need a single loop. in between each double crochet to create this little space. Now again, pick up the yarn, go down into the next stitch, pick up the yarn again, and then a loop, single loop, to create this space in between. And we continue to do this all the way around. And now when you get to the end, you want to make a slip stitch again. So I count on this first chain that you made, I count the stitches, 1, 2, 3, and I take the third, I put my crochet hook into the third loop and pull out the yarn and slip it into the one on my crochet hook. Good job. Now you're done with your third lap. So let's continue with the fourth lap. We start the fourth lap with a chain again with 4 loops. So you pick up the yarn 4 times and make a chain and 4. And in this lap, we are going to make increases so that the hat gets bigger. And we will start by making 3 double crochet that lines up with the old double crochets, and then we will make a double crochet in between. And in between all these, we will also make a chain stitch. So we start by picking up the yarn and go down into the stitch that lines up with the old double crochet. Pick up the yarn, pull through, and again pull through both, and we end by making a chain stitch, a single loop. Again, like that. So now we made 1, 2, 3 that lines up. So to make the increase, we just do the same thing, but in between. So now again, let's make 3 that lines up. and again make an increase. And to finish off this lap, I usually count these stitches, 1, 2, 3, and I go into the third or fourth one, and I make a slip stitch. Like that. You see how it's starting to shape. If you're making a beanie for a child, you can continue to the 6th lap right away. But if you have a head around 58 centimeters-ish, around from ear to ear, then continue to the 5th lap. And this is the same. We'll make this exact same thing as the 4th lap, with an increase after every 3rd double crochet. We will start by making a chain with 4 loops. And now continue by picking up the yarn, go down in your first double crochet, pick up the yarn again, go through 2 loops, and then the other 2. And 1 loop for the space. So now we have 2. Let's make a 3rd one. And time for the increase. So go in between. And now we're back at the beginning of this lap, and I want again to make a slip stitch. So I count like 1, 2, 3, and I pick up the yarn and slip it in. Great. If you have a bigger head, over 60 centimeters from ear to ear, then you can make another lap with increases. Otherwise, now it's time to go to the 6th lap and make no more increases. And now I will just go around and around and around until you are happy with the height. So this is my beanie. And now we're just gonna go around and around and around until you have the height that you want. And that you decide yourself. So we start by making a chain with 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we go, now we just want to line up all the time with these double crochets. So we pick up the yarn and go through both these loops. Pick up. And then a chain in between each to get this space. Now we do this over and over until we're happy with the height, with your hat. or beanie, whatever you call it. So now we're back at the start, and let's make another slip stitch to end this lap. So I just go into the third stitch and I slip it through. See? And continue now with 4 chains. And again. Double crochet. And I will continue like this until I'm at the bottom. So when you're happy with your height, finish your lap, and I will make my last double crochet. And my last slip stitch. Like that. What I can do now is cut the yarn and pull the yarn through the loop to secure and pull tight. And then I just want to hide this tail. And to hide the tail, I just braid it in a couple of times. Like this. And finishing it off on the inside. And it won't show. You can also secure it one extra time by making a new knot. Then you are sure it won't unravel. So a double knot on the inside and then cut. Now it's time to make the flower. This one. And it's actually exactly like how we started. Great. So now you made your flower. Or ring, or what we call it. And to end this lap, I will look at the first chain I made and I count 1, 2, and go into the third stitch, pick up the yarn and make a slip stitch, which I do by just taking this loop and pull it through that loop. And then I just cut the yarn and I can take it again and pull through like this, pull tight, and hide the tail by braiding it into the rest. A few times like that. and I can cut it. And to attach it, I just take my hat and the ring, and I can use this tail that I started with and just fasten it however you feel like fastening it. Maybe just braid it up and down a few times. It could be easier with needle and thread as well, but I'm choosing this way to attach it. One more time, like that. And now on the back side, I need to fasten this by making a double knot to secure it so it doesn't fall off, because we don't want this beautiful flower to fall off. So I make 2 knots. Pull tight. And I can cut this. Here we go. And now we also have a little flower. And if you want to add glitter, you can do it in multiple ways. Either I found some flowers with a hole, then I can just use a needle and thread and put them on with needle and thread. Or you can also choose, if you don't want to sew them on, there's other types of glitter that you can put on with a glue gun. And that's what I made with this beanie. Then I glued it on some glitter with a glue gun. And that works just as good. So that's up to you. Either you sew them on or you can glue them on. Good job, you guys. I hope you had a lot of fun. Don't forget to check out MYO for more instructions. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.